This your girl Candace Williams.
What's going on, world? Welcome to the Freedom for Felons podcast, episode 10. And today's guest, we've got none other than Miss Candace Williams with the Legendary Ave. Got my co-host,
Swizzy in the building.
Rico Harris, and I'm the host, Whitmore Merrick. And so we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Like, we've been watching everything that you're doing. We're very selective of who we have come on here, just to make sure that we highlighting the people that are really true to what they do, and stay 10 toes down. So, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
And you're very welcome. And we always start out with getting a little background history, like where you came from, how you came up, and all of that. So, where were you born and raised?
Born and raised in Charlottesville, Virginia. My grandmother and grandfather stayed 237 Hartman's Mill Road. I always highlight that because that was my stomach grounds through Ridge Street, Hartman's Mill, Rougemont, 6th Street, Garrett. Like, that was the area that I ran with the most. But if I had to say, my mom lived out in Albemarle County and Whitewood. So that's where my story started.
Okay. Yeah, so did you have your mother and father in the household?
No.
So how was that upcoming, like, in your siblings, and how many siblings did you have in the house?
So I have one sister with my mom, and I'm my dad's only child.
Okay.
My mother was in and out of prison my whole life, so I was raised by my grandparents. My grandparents, if anybody knows Joanne and Olin, they took in a lot of kids, whether it was babysitting, foster care, and I was actually one of those individuals that they took in. Me and my sister and other family members too. It was just like a home where if you fall off a little bit, they ain't judging. Come on, get yourself together and go on back out there and try it again. So they just always, it was just a comfortable place for me.
We had plenty of them type of environments when we was young. Like, I remember so many houses or like family homes that we could go into. Like, I stayed with for a couple nights. My mom would kick me out. You know what I'm saying?
It's that, man.
You know what I mean?
It ain't the same.
It's
for
not.
real. You know what I mean?
Everybody raised everybody's kids, which was a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So I can relate to that for sure.
Especially on that street, Hartman's Mill Road, you had Mr. Earl, Miss Boo, like the whole down there all the way going around to Rougemont. It was just like a familiar face every time you bend the corner, looking at you, telling you, hey, get up the road. Like, it was just always
That's that community.
in that area.
Yeah, for sure.
That village, Yeah, it's such a lack of that now. I'm sure, at some capacity it's still there, but so you said, so and that was coming up on that side. So when your all right, because I'm glad to hear that you talked a little bit about the grandparents, because everybody don't have that. Like, the grands, like, that's significant for sure. Just giving you
Family history and all that.
all of that, the
Yeah, for
morals,
sure.
principles, and being raised by older people, it just do something to you. So I guess, like, what I wanted to know, because you said your mother was in the county, your father was where, in the city?
So no, well, a little bit in the city, but my father was more in the county as well. Down 29, I say by Briarwood, Camelot, those type of areas. But my other grandparents, which was my father's parents, they were out on 5th Street. Now where it's like Hickory Hope, where it used to be Southwood.
Yeah.
That's when my grandmother basically lived my whole life. So I would be between both set of grandparents because at that point in time, I'm not saying that my father wasn't a great father because he definitely was, but he was learning to how to take on that responsibility of a young girl.
Yeah.
I always tell people all the time I was a tomboy, still kind of am, and that's from my father. I think he always wanted a boy, so he made sure that I fit in that category.
And how many siblings?
One sister with my mom.
Okay, did y'all live together? Okay.
My sister.
Older or younger?
Older. She stepped into that role when my mom was locked up of being that mom. So our dynamic is more like mom, daughter, more than sister, because she always had to be that protector.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't talk about that.
That happens a lot in environments that we came up in. Like even in the reversal, like when people having kids so young, like I feel like me and my mother was like sister and brother because we so close in age. You know what I'm saying? And it was like we just joked and like argued and did everything like siblings do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now it's like she's such a motherly figure. Like she's like the matriarch of the family for real. Like honestly, you know what I'm saying? She's the youngest of her siblings, but she still like hold it down. But I feel like that goes on a lot in our households where it's like the siblings that be older take on that role. Or the parents that was so close in age with the kids, they just really treat their kids like a sibling. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of things that we went through in our home. So yeah, we came up in a different type of environment, man. Yeah. When you think about it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just that whole era, like
that era.
It was just more of when I came home. I saw the difference between like the generations.
Of course,
and when we were coming up, it was just completely different. It was more of a settled, we can go out and be out. Now it's like you don't want to go out and be out, if it makes sense. With this, generation,
it was like everybody there, because in our era, you know, we all got cousins that ain't our cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff don't go on no more. Like it's definitely generational. Like the family aspect of neighborhood and a village, it take a village and all that.
Because it's like everybody's siloed. Yeah. Like, for real. You know, but come to it, y'all really probably are kin somewhere down the line.
For real. I just found out 2 people was my cousin this week. I ain't even know. You know what I mean? Especially in Charlottesville.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Those good times though. So I guess since you like already touched on, because I always like to touch on like how the first person that you knew that got incarcerated affected you, of course, and it's going to be prominent that it was your mother. Yes. I guess I want to say, like, how old were you when she was incarcerated, starting there?
A baby, months. I don't remember it, but you know, my sister or my grandmother and them will talk about it. The first time I can remember, I think I was about 3. And it was more of, one thing I loved about my grandmother's never shamed my mom. Yeah. I remember calling her mom one time, she was like, no, you got a mother. Like, this is your mother. She instilled that in me. Yeah. So I think that's why I love my mom so hard the way I love her now. Is because my grandma used to always tell me that my mother is more than her mistakes. She gonna reach her full potential one day. Yeah. It may not be when everybody else expects her to reach it, but she's going to reach it, and she has. But yeah, definitely I say, remembering that, I say about 3 or 4, I think was my age. And that's crazy because when we talk more about it, everything's going to link together.
Okay, 3 or 4. So how old were you when you met your mom? Like, because she was so young, it was like you met her, but, you know, and how was that? Like, was she on the street when she had you, or was she incarcerated, or what?
No, she was home when she had me. And my mom was more of never a straight stretch of incarceration.
Just
it was in and out.
Oh, yeah.
So I would get happy and be happy to see my mom. It wasn't like I held any resentment towards my mom or anything. It was like when she came home, she was the best thing since sliced bread, and could nobody tell me she wasn't.
Yeah.
And she would pick up where she left off. But, you know, whatever, I'm not even going to say demons, but whatever issue she was having and she was battling, it didn't allow her to stay that present.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say I never was that type of individual or that child that looked like, I don't want to go, I don't want to do this. When my mom came home, I wanted to go straight with my mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you had the grounding with your grandma, so you kind of had like the best of both worlds.
You better
for
say
real.
it.
Yeah. So I guess when did you realize when she was getting incarcerated, like going in and out? Like when did that first affect you?
That was when it affected me. My mom had to do I don't want to quote it wrong, but I think a 10-year bid in Goochland. And I remember
that's significant right there.
My cousin Tara and my grandma get me up to take me down there, and I think I was about 11, 12 then. Get me up and taking me to go see my mom. And that's when it set in, like, okay, my mom not coming home. And this is where the disconnect came from, because my grandma and them didn't sit me down and tell me what was going on. It was just like, get up, I'm going to see your mom. They never took me through the process of what it was going to look like. So going in there and seeing her like that, and then not understanding why she can't come with me or leave out with me, or why she has to stay there, I think played a major part in my next phase of making my decisions, because I was missing something, I was lacking something, I didn't realize it at that age. But now, at this age, I definitely understand that it was something. The reason why my journey has been the way it is because I was never explained in the household what was really going on. It was just, it happened, we got to get through it. Don't go out here saying nothing, keep it moving.
And like for real, like what I'm thinking is like, I can identify with that like more on a father side though, like, and not even my father being incarcerated, even though he has like before or whatever, but like something small, like, but just not have, just a lack of, you know what I mean, and not having your father, and just looking at it like, just seeing it from a woman's perspective, not having their mother is, you know, just as crucial. For sure.
Definitely,
you
just
know what
as
I mean?
crucial.
Because motherhood is important to women, just like fatherhood is important to men. And I mean, of course, it goes both ways too. Like you need that balance and that belonging as a human, and you're gonna seek that. I guess like, what was your father's like position while your mom was gone? Like, how was your relationship? And was like how, like was he stepping up then?
So
and
my
all of
dad
that?
was more of still learning, because he was a Marine jarhead, so he was coming back and forth. And when he came home, I was born. Like he came home to a baby, so he was learning, but he was stepping up. So wherever he could at that moment, when my grandparents needed something, come get me on the weekends. Him and my grandmother take me, bring me back, and as I started to. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I started to downhill spiral after, like we spoke about that last incarceration of my mom. That's when he started heavily getting involved and trying to keep me in some type of order. Yeah.
So what was your experience? Like, I know you said you probably really realized when she had that significant sentence. Like, what was your experience like going in there? Do you remember that? Or
Yes.
like, and yeah, touch on that a little bit.
So my experience of going in there was, okay, why do we have to walk through? Well, first of all, when I can visualize walking up and seeing these COs there. I can visualize these machines where my grandma and them had to actually put their stuff in. My grandma at an old, well-seasoned age, having to put her arms out and get patted down, and me, not get pat down, but certain things that I was noticing they were saying, she can't have this, she can't have that, she can't have this. And then I remember going in, and I just remember sitting down in Goochland. If you're in Goochland, it's this old church park that they had the visitation. And I remember sitting in these chairs, and it was like 4 chairs and then the little small table. And I remember my grandma was like, now I remember, she put the change there. This is for your mama. You ate before you got here. So I was wondering, like, okay, like, why are we bringing change so my mom can eat? She don't eat here? Like, this is what I'm thinking. Like, so when my mom came in, she came, and when she walked in, it was like my heart started racing, but I started to feel like a sadness. And that's when it registered. Like my mom is somewhere I'm not gonna say she's not supposed to be at, but she's somewhere, and I don't think that she's leaving with us.
Yeah.
Because when I first got in the car, and my cousin Tara was like, "We're going to see your mom," I'm thinking like my mom's gonna come with me. But when I seen her come up, it was just like something clicked right then and there. So a little bit of anxiety after that part.
Yes, that's a going into them places as a kid. Like I don't got a lot of memories from like that age. When the first person I seen like that affected me being incarcerated was my aunt. Like me and my aunt was like this. Her and my mom was like this. Like, and when you seen my aunt, she was pushing that stroller and it was me in there. Like she ain't had no kids or whatever, but just going to see her like at the jail, and now just realizing how like my family just made it like a ritual. Like we's over there every weekend, me and my grandma. If it wasn't nobody else, it was me and her. You know what I'm saying? I just remember like the whole process, like of going to the window, checking in, sitting in them chairs, waiting for him to call you or call her name, visit her for such and such, and then going back there in that little, it's like a little hallway, like basically like when the old visiting in the jail, like you was in the jail when you was going to visit somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like hearing them doors and getting on that phone and talking like. And it's crazy how them memories stick out like vividly, like you can remember everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can get, from all three of us that have been incarcerated before, like, I think that's what, like, it formulates in your mind, like it stays there from your experience, like, you know what I'm saying? So, man, like, going in them jails as a kid is crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then you talking about the food and just like, how, because a lot of the times the food was better
in the visiting room.
In the visiting room.
That's why the change. Yeah, like, man, like I know when I'm in there, like, make sure you bring at least 25. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to double back, triple back. You know what I mean? Like, because it's just something that you're not getting. Yeah. Especially in the state, like, because I'd have been in the state and the federal, but in the federal, you got a little bit more access to stuff you ain't supposed to have. But in the state, man, please bring at least 25. Bring as much as they let you. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So, like, looking back now, all right, so when, like, how do you think your mother's incarceration played a part into your incarceration? And when was, like, your first encounter or, like, when you started maybe, quote, unquote, acting out? Or needing that extra attention that maybe you couldn't get from the person that you wanted it from. I know that's loaded, but just whatever.
Nah, that's actually a good one because out of all the talks and stuff that I did, I never really nobody created space for that. So I noticed when I was about 13, 14, I started to really try to yearn for certain things. I would see my sister, she was older. She would try to keep her eye on me as much as possible. But I went through a lot of childhood trauma, not just my mom being incarcerated, but which led to me making a lot of decision making and opening doors for relationships and unhealthy relationships that I got into along the way. I would say about 15, so 98. But I'm going to say 99 and the 2000 is when I jumped off the porch. And I'm not talking like backing that ass up. I'm talking about like I really jumped off that porch and started just running away, hanging out, being down Garrett, making unconscious decisions based off of how I was feeling. Because it was still like in the time frame that that long period of my mom being gone. Now, I told you in the beginning, my mom used to be in and out. So I'm thinking like, okay, she gone for a minute, but she going to be back. So that long period really played a major part on my decision making. I'm not gonna say it's her fault, and I'm definitely not gonna say it's my grandma's fault. I think I just fell in because I wanted to fit in so many areas that I didn't. So I was just exploring wherever I felt like I fit. I fit in, and it was like 99, 2000 down Garrett. I wouldn't stay away from it. That's just where I was.
99, 2000 was epic.
You better say it.
Epic.
Yeah, those were some good times.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm talking about not worry about nothing. no responsibility.
It was definitely different then.
It was different.
Was.
It was absolutely different.
I remember like being Dale Garrett and Ruru and them used to be like, "Where you going, little Riri?" Because my sister.
Yeah.
Going up the street, Sean.
Yeah.
Why you in Katie's? Like, get out of here. Like, I would be
Katie's.
everywhere. It was ridiculous.
So when?
Yeah.
Katie's.
I'm showing
throwback. Yeah.
Katie's,
we
man.
all.
They ain't never
from
be
the
another
same
spot
era.
like Katie's though, bro.
Never.
For real, like that joint.
It brought people.
And that
from
joint had a
everywhere.
run too.
Yes.
That was legendary.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into
Legendary.
the Legendary 3 and the Legendary Ave. But I still wanna like process a little bit more of your upcoming. So when did your mom come home from that bid? And were you already gone, or like were you incarcerated, or how? Like,
So-
when did you get first get incarcerated?
So, my mom came home a couple months before my incarceration, so I didn't get to spend a lot of time with my mom. So I think my mom came home. I'm gonna just throw a time frame out there, maybe 3-4 months. I might be off because when I went in, I kind of shut my mind off. So
Yeah, no,
my
I can
timetable
understand.
might be
You
a
don't
little
be
bit
trying
different.
to remember all of that
But
stuff.
I'm gonna say it was to the point where I got locked up right after my mom.
Like she was coming out and you was going.
I was going in, and my mom made a pact. I would never do time with my daughter. My mom's been home and doing her thing since then. Like she's
good to
been
know.
on
Yeah.
one.
That's good to know too.
Yeah.
So what was your first experience like being incarcerated, and was it like, was it for a stint or was it like one time? Like how was that?
Okay, so my first time ever, or what?
Yeah,
the
first time
situation?
ever.
Called somebody on the phone and made a threat.
How old
Pressed
were you?
charges. 18. They pressed charges.
So you were adult then.
Yeah, I didn't go
Well,
to the jail.
It's considered an adult.
I didn't go to the jail, but I had to go to court. And I remember them saying that they were going to give me 30 days, so I suspended 10 days. And the attorney that I had was smart because they was like, we're going to appeal it. Let her be out. They let me out on my bond. And then whatever happened, the individual didn't come back to court. So I was good to go. But that didn't scare me. I think, honestly, if I would have did those 10 days and got a taste of it, it might have changed the course of what led me to do a long stint. But see, I finessed 2 times myself out of that situation. So I didn't have that wake up call. I think it put like a little battery in my back, like and I just
That's how it
kept
be.
going.
Like when you feel like you getting away with something, like it's just human nature to feel like you can get away with something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for
Yeah,
real.
for sure.
You know what I mean? So
For sure.
you might be right about that, but like you said though, even though your incarceration, I know it was traumatic because I've been incarcerated. I only been locked up 2 times, and every time that shit 2 numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know this past time, it made me realize how shit happened for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, your mom said she'll never do time with you. Like your incarceration might have saved your mother's life. You know what I'm saying? And now look at you and what you're doing. Like it probably saved both of y'all lives. You know what I'm saying? Like in hindsight, like I'm the type of person that always find that line in everything. So just like, yeah, I think that us trying to get away with stuff and getting in these situations we done been in doing these long bids, at the end of the day, like it was some lives saved in that. Even though we lost time, we didn't lose our life. So we definitely, can make the best of it still.
Most definitely. So, how much time did you spend incarcerated?
Now, we talking about when I went in? 15 years, 10 months. I was supposed to do 18, but I was able to keep my good time, so I was able to come home on good time. And Coomer played a major part in that.
How?
I didn't know about it, but when I was at the jail, I was taking Celebrate Recovery.
What is that exactly?
So Celebrate Recovery is a Christian-based, basically 12-step program, and it helps you. I was on lockdown. Captain Rodriguez did not want me in any program, so HU1, I was on lockdown while everybody else will be out, and I can only come out for
Do you know why that was? You think it was just because of your charges?
Yes, it was because of my charges, and then there were 2 individuals that didn't feel comfortable around me in there that played a major part in the victim's family. So to accommodate, they didn't have a lot of room for women, so that's how they treated me. So one day, his wife and Rodriguez and his wife came in, and she looked at me through the glass. She asked him, "Who is this?" And he was like, like, it's Williams. And she was like, "Why can't she go? Why is she out here listening about the program?" He was like, "She can't come out." She was like, "Well, why can't she come out?" I guess he took her to the side and explained it to her. She opened the slot. She said, "You want to complete the program?" I said, "Yes." I said, "I'm tired of being in here. I just had my son. I was going through postpartum. I was in a cell by myself, 23.
Yeah.
It was a lot going on, and that's when she took a chance on me and allowed me to complete the Celebrate Recovery program.
Okay, let's rewind. All right, first, was that just for women, that program?
At that time, it was for
because I don't remember. I know we were probably in the jail around the same time, but I can't remember.
They started out with the women block first to see, like a pilot program, to see how it would go.
All right.
Okay, yeah, and then like you just spoke on giving birth, so that was before or that was while you were in? Because
a lot of people didn't know when the series of unfortunate events would led to me being locked up. I just found out I was pregnant. I didn't know what sex, like a daughter or son. And when I went in, I was depressed, and I was really at a point where I didn't know what I was going to do to make the decision, because I knew I was looking at life at that time. So I didn't want to bring another child and add to the 2 that was already out there, who's my beautiful daughters, right? So I just went into a deep, dark depression. And it's still kind of hard and traumatizing to talk about. But it's definitely something that I want to put that narrative out there and let people know back in my era when I went in, how we were treated as being individuals that was pregnant while incarcerated.
So you did give birth while you were incarcerated.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to highlight, because I remember you advocating and talking about that at a panel discussion. And that's that. So what was your experience with that? Like,
okay, so my experience with that, when I was trying to explain to the nurses, I remember when I was explaining it to the nurses that I was pregnant, they told me no, I wasn't. Like, they spewed me down, I wasn't pregnant. They wouldn't. I said, "Give me a test." They wouldn't give me a test. So finally, when I kept getting sick in the cell, I was in R&D. That's when they gave me a test to realize that I was pregnant. Yeah. They made me stay in R&D for, I think, about 2 months.
That's rough.
Before I even went down, so I had to deal with everybody coming in.
2 months, lights on all the time.
Dang, ridiculous.
That's like that's really by design. Like, that's torture. That light shit is torture, man. Yeah, that shit is torture, man. That's why I hate lights now. Like, you can ask him. I'm coming in the house, turn them lights off.
Yep.
I don't care if you can't see. Turn them off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is like, it gave me a complex about that shit, bro. It's crazy, man.
Definitely.
Yep. So, then when they finally took me downstairs, I remember officers. I don't know if they was from this area. I don't know who they were connected to. I don't know what was what, but I would put my commissary sheets out because I couldn't eat other things, right? I would get sick off the trays. And I remember them bringing everybody commissary, and, one of the officers, say no name, will walk by and be like, Williams, you ain't get your commissary this week. So finally, after the 3rd week, I, was able to call my mom and say, "Mom, they not giving me my commissary. Like, I'm not eating. I was small. I was losing weight. I was getting sick. This is why I'm pregnant with my son." And it was this, I'm going to say, captain. I don't know if y'all remember him. I can say his name. He gone Trader.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
we know that.
Like, when I tell you, he actually stepped up and was able, every time a commissary went in, he made sure I got my commissary. He brought
his
it
wife
personally
worked
to me.
there, too.
Oh, she didn't like me after that. She thought that,
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
they
sad.
definitely was. Mr. Trader, it was the complete opposite of what his wife was.
Yeah.
And Mr. Johnson. Those 2 individuals made sure that I got Mr. Johnson. Made sure that I got my commissary to be able to eat. But it was also this officer there in the midst of all of my stuff going on with me being sick. She would actually bring me staff food because I couldn't eat the trays. And she would make sure that I got everything that I needed.
Thank
But it
God
was-
for the good ones.
Yeah.
Thank God, telling
For
you.
real.
Because I had some bad ones.
It's a lot of bad ones. It's only a few. It's only little select few
and people
good ones.
wouldn't even imagine, like, you know, how people don't date you before you already considered guilty before you even did anything, just because, especially like in my experience, like just from your background or whatever, like if you get a certain charge, they looking at you automatic, like you did that, and they gonna treat you like the worst.
And if you're in a certain situation, like you being pregnant and incarcerated, they look at you like more of a headache than any other inmate because you got that situation going on where they feel like they got to show you more attention and do all this. Or a lot of the times they be going through some shit where they feel like they don't feel like dealing with nobody with a special circumstance.
And that's how it was.
You know what I'm saying?
My trades, like, I couldn't eat the trays, and some of the COs, like when they started giving me snack bags after, you know, my Coomer, he was a counselor for the men, but I had to go see Coomer because Battle didn't want to see me. So I was going to see Coomer. And I was letting them know what was going on. So he made it to where I could start getting snack bags. But then you had people in the kitchen that didn't rock with me because of my situation. They were spitting in my trays because it was labeled. Pouring bleach in my food. It was horrible. Like the first 9 months of me being at the jail was like a complete headache. I had officers, if I took too long going back in my cell, after that, I would get a charge. And what they do is when you get a charge, y'all remember this, they take your mat from a certain time period.
Yeah.
Me being pregnant, they still did that.
Damn, that's crazy.
It was just like a whole lot that I was going through. That's why I always I try to explain and tell, and I tried to tell my son several times. He doesn't even know that he been through the struggle before he was even born.
Yeah.
So he's built for this. And then the kicker was December 30th. I had my son, and I only got to hold him for 4 hours. They claimed they were short staffed at the jail, but they had 4 officers come up there to make sure I didn't go off and not come back. So I only got to hold my son for 4 hours. Then when I came back, I had to go through the whole process after pushing out a child of strip searching and them, you know, laughing. Like I remember the officers, like it was only one, like you say, the good ones, that really, Williams, it's gonna be okay. But the other one was standing there like it was funny. Just me having to strip down to everything and actually strip search and be thrown back into a cell that I'm in there for 23 and 1 to deal with postpartum.
Well, 4 hours, like that's crazy, right? But I'm like, so, and then talking about the good ones. So I'm gonna explain just a little bit of my experience, like for a good one. Like so because of my background, when my mother passed away, they decided not to let me go to her funeral. You know what I mean? After I was told that I was going to be able to go, I cut my hair, I shaved my face, I did everything, sat in that cell and woke up that morning to go, right? But it was one officer, and I ain't going to say her name, but she allowed me to go and have a deathbed visit, you know? And that was the hardest thing in my life, for real. And I don't even remember how long. It might have even been like 30 minutes, but I don't even think I stayed the whole time, because when I went in there, I just fell to my knees. You know what I mean? I was shackled and cuffed, and you know, they had made me promise, like, because of my charge, like, you're not going to escape and you're not going to do this and that. So I guess like, and so like when I look back on it, I'm so thankful for that. Like when I saw the lady in public, you know, I thanked her and showed her my appreciation as much as I could. But she probably don't even understand how that affected me. But it, like, one part of me kind of felt like it was even harder just going there. So I guess like for you, I'm thinking about that 4 hours. And I mean, granted, you never gonna say you don't want the time with your son, but like that was probably really super hard. That 4 hours.
And this is one of the reasons why I speak about it, because so many women go through it and it's not spoke about enough.
That's
shackled
true.
While you gotta have a child, it's traumatizing.
Yeah.
Only holding my child for 4 hours is traumatizing.
But like, because I remember you talking about that on what was the women incarceration thing or whatnot, the first one. I did attend that one, like, but I can't even imagine in my head how a woman could have give birth with shackles on.
I'm telling you,
like really. Like I just can't even see
modern
it.
day slavery.
Yeah.
And they hide behind the security thing so much, like they just hide behind that. They use that as a cushion for them to do whatever they want to do, however they want to do it to individuals. And I feel like this time around, like I was so like anti any officer, even a good one sometimes, right? I mean, I said like, man, I know you cool, but man, fuck it, it's me or them. You know what I'm saying? And that was my mentality like this whole bit, and I got in so much trouble, bro. Like, but I was just so out of my mind, like it really didn't affect me until like now. Like, cause I repressed everything. And like hearing you say all them officers' names and shit, like I never really like, and they was like, that's repressed memories for real. And you saying it just brought back all the memories of me being in jail, like Battle and Kuma and all them motherfuckers. Like, it just brings that back, you know what I'm saying? Like, that situation is really, like you said, modern day slavery. It's by design. It's meant to break households and families, and it's meant to break you because everything they do in them situations, everything they do to you or at you, is to demolish your self-esteem. Yep. So when you do ever get released, you have no confidence in yourself that you'll be able to achieve nothing besides the way you did it before. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand how hard it is to get out your own head and tell yourself that I can do it this way. And some people try. Like, some people get out here and try. And if, like, they don't catch a break, like, you know what I'm saying, after trying for months or weeks or whatever, they revert. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm so blessed to have, like, I'm gonna have to shout Bo out. I got to shout him out as much as it hurts me to do it. But I would shout him out. You know what I'm saying? Because he helped me gain employment. First coming home, I caught that break. Then I caught this break. I was like, hold up. I had to slow myself down and be like, yo, I really can like do this without doing that. You know what I'm saying? And me and him had a conversation last night. And he was like, bro, you really came back out here and got everything you had before you left. He was like, bro, you really like coming from him really like was like, yeah, he kind of right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, man, and I'm just saying that to say that just a message to, you know, our viewers and stuff that be watching, like, if you're in a situation where you feel like, man, I might have to do this or I might have to do that, you really don't. Yep. That's just your situation or your experience, like attacking your mind, man. You know what I'm saying? So just stay the course. But like, back to what you were saying about you being in that situation and giving birth with shackles on, like, I still can't imagine that. I never even seen that in a movie.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they not gonna show that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and I'm a policy person now.
You gotta be.
The old heads.
You have to be.
Fluvana taught me you gotta know the policy.
You have to be.
You go at them with policy. So policy states that when you are going out medical, whether pregnant, if the doctor asks for the shackles to be removed for a procedure, you're to do it. But I've heard officers tell me, I don't feel like putting that stuff back on. I'm gonna just go ahead and take one off and click it to the other one. Lazy. Or I'm gonna just go ahead and da. All they simply have to do is notation that it was off for this amount of time, document it, and put it back. Or either call the captain and let him know, hey, the doctor's one us to take this off. It's a procedure being done. Delegate Ray Cousins, wonderful. Now she passed that. The bill was passed to where women don't have to be shackled.
When was that passed?
I'll say about 3 months ago. Okay. Because it was in the works. Okay. And I went and spoke on behalf of my experience and what happened to me.
That's powerful.
So yeah.
We be knowing more policy than the people that work at them places. Yeah. Easily, like tenfold. Like, they don't know, because you can spit some policy at them and you can tell the look on their face they don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't, because they don't have no need to know the policy, because they allow them to do whatever they want outside of the policy, inside of the policy, around the policy.
And they know the majority ain't gonna push that policy.
And they know, like, the design is, like, they put shit in writing so you can't find it, because they know a motherfucker ain't gonna read it. They feel like they know. They put it in the book if you're trying to hide it. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, like, in this generation of like me being incarcerated this time, like a lot more, like, you know, I was around all men. A lot more brothers was like way more intuitive and way more locked in on figuring out things. Even the young ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I will say that. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's getting better. A lot of situations are getting better, but it's always room for improvement, and it's always room for like these conversations. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, I would ask you, and I'm not laughing at the situation at all, but I'm just saying, like, you done been through some stuff. So I would ask your worst experience incarcerated, or your most hardship incarcerated, the biggest hardship for you, but have you even said that?
Yeah, so I would have to say my most traumatized. I had 3. I had a couple of them. So let me just run down, but I'm gonna speak on one. Of course, birth of my son.
That's what I was thinking. That was
Losing
number
my
one.
grandparents, that did something to me.
Losing a person incarcerated is super hard, especially like your grandparents, like you. So, because they raised you, you know what I mean. And so, how did that affect you?
I stayed. That's why I just go hard for my ladies, because I stayed in my cell for like 2 days, and they were the reason why I got up, because they would come, they would bring me food in there. They would just like sit in there with me. The COs would allow them to come in there and sit with me because I wasn't getting up. I just felt like I hadn't felt in so long after having my son taken away from me, but those emotions just ran back out after I lost my grandma and granddad. I lost my Uncle Marvin too while in there. So that played a major part in allowing me to feel, because I don't know about you guys. Excuse me, I don't know about you guys, but when I went in, I know I had so much time. It was like something clicked off from the outside
Yeah,
world.
you have to.
I clicked it off.
Or you won't survive. You have to.
Yeah,
You have to change that person. You have to. I always say that.
Yeah, with that significant amount of time that you were facing, that's what I was thinking, because like everybody hasn't been through that, like, you know what I mean. And I'll say, like, I haven't spent nearly as much time as y'all two had, but like, of course, I was in and out, spent a couple, like 4 years here, and you know, whatever. But like, the severity around a lot of the stuff that I was doing, and the cases that I caught, I honestly had them in being how we was like raised inside of the jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I act like I had life. Like, I shut everything out and and kind of gave up one time for sure. You know what I mean? But that's a whole different mentality that a lot of people that have been incarcerated still haven't experienced.
They can't, and some people, I feel like those are the people that kind of get lost in it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't change your mental dynamics to what it needs to be, being in that is like, it's almost not even existing, man.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to hit that switch. As soon as I had that smell, I hit the switch. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely got the smell.
Yeah, so you have to, because you have to be accepting of your situation immediately. You know what I'm saying? Whatever goes your way, then you just accept that. But you have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
For your sanity.
For your sanity, bro.
Yeah,
Like, because a lot of people that you see in them situations that act out like that, had them crazy moments, that had them moments like that, it's because they can't do that.
Yeah.
And they ain't taking really accountability of how serious
The situation is, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But like you spoke a little bit about you go so hard for your girls. Can you just enlighten the people that don't know about like the Legendary 3 and Legendary AveNew and what you pushing, like how you pushing it, because you pushing it.
But I am gonna have to come back to
Yeah.
But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So first of all, shout out Aisha Roundtree, Shakita Bowers, Nichelle Carter.
Are they both home?
Nah, they still locked up. But
Okay.
That's the angle. Free the Legendary 3. They've been incarcerated since they were 15. Nichelle and Keita were mothers before getting incarcerated. So that goes to show you that they were living that lifestyle of, just being out there, but they were innocent at the same time. Like they're innocence.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
They ended up being in a series of unfortunate events. I always say it that way, so I don't have to go through the wide dynamics, because anybody know Google can show you anything.
Yeah.
That led to them being incarcerated. What blew my mind was when I walked into Fluvanna, I met Nichelle, and it was like God spoke to my heart, and I've been inseparable from her since. I saw anger, I saw bitterness, I saw a pure heart, though. In the midst of all that, she was just holding so much in. Before I left, I got transferred to Goochland, and before I left, Aisha Roundtree and Shakita, all of us started hanging together. We tight-knit. I told them, she said, "You're going to leave me." And she said, "You're going to leave and forget about us." I said, "No, I'm not." She said, "Everybody go home and say that."
I know, we all hear that.
So I try to be a woman of my word. I feel like I've done so much damage to not just the community, but my family and so many other families, just by not staying true to my word and true to myself. That's one thing that I try to do now. So when I came home, I said, give me a year. Let me get myself in some type of order. I went through my ups and downs with that. Got back in contact with her, asked them what they wanted me to do. They said they ain't know, so I just prayed on it. I fasted for 3 days, and the name came to me. I'm already doing Legendary AveNew, my first 3 women, Legendary 3, because what I'm getting ready to do, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I know with every breath in my body that it's going to get done. So they the Legendary 3, and I try to push that narrative and get their story out there, because I read their paperwork, and in one of the paperwork it stated that the young ladies that were standing in the parking lot did not do anything. So if they did not do anything because they charged with crime by mob, how can you give them all that time?
That's crazy.
So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so I want to touch on your relationship with your children too. So like, and how that affected like motherhood, and that's why but right, since we're already on the Legendary, like, so you came up with Legendary Ave. Did you come up with that while you were incarcerated, or did you come up with that when you were free?
No, when I was incarcerated, I didn't know what I was doing. I knew that we were on lockdown. Anybody know that the women facilities is not like the men. We don't have bathrooms. We got to push a button and go out. We was on lockdown. So we were on our cycles. We had to use bathrooms and cups in the gray
Hold on.
bins.
So y'all didn't have it in your cell?
You
Why?
gotta get pushed out. It's the way that the prison's designed.
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah.
I didn't
Women
know
facilities, bathrooms are not inside.
I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Feds, if it's bad, it sells in the feds like that too, like, because they so old. So the plumbing, like that's saving money, not have all that plumbing work. To have a cell in every bathroom. That's how it is in the where I just left. It ain't no bathroom in the cell.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never been nowhere without a bathroom.
Yeah,
man.
they call them dry cells. They dry cells. Like, like the
Besides
older
the
buildings.
hole, like I've been in the hole.
Yeah, they got the Jonah flow.
Enjoy it.
Hey, bro, like the older buildings.
That's wild.
In Petersburg at the low, the older buildings, because the medium it was built in 2000, but the low was built in like 1935. So the older buildings, it's all community bathrooms. It ain't no bathroom in your cell.
That's wild for me, dog.
It is wild. Like during COVID, when you can't come off your line.
Yeah.
Like you gotta sneak to use the bathroom, bro.
And see, we didn't even have that luxury because we had officers that'll come around and make sure the doors were shut, but they'll be in that bubble and wouldn't answer that button. And we had to use the bathroom like in the gray boxes or either in cups or whatever we had to do. So when we came off lockdown, I was so mad and furious.
It's so inhumane.
I called home.
Like for real.
I called home and my friend T, shout out to Tamara, she in Jersey. She was like, well, what you want to do about it? You want to go live? I said, what's live? She was like, I'm going to put you on live and you're going to tell the world what's going on. I said, tell the world, because I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
You got to remember, I think when I left, the first iPhone came out when I left. I think.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah. So she put me on live. She was like, tell the world. So I just went in. And then for some odd reason, I brought up Meek Mills. I said, Meek Mills, you said you making all these changes. Why don't y'all come down here and talk to these low numbers in the women's in Virginia, right? but you making changes for an individual that already got money. You ain't making no moves. Come down to VA, make moves. Next thing I know, this lady named Topeka Sam was on my kiosk. So when I called T back, she was like, girl, Topeka Sam reaching out to you. She said, how can she help? I said, who is that? She said she's with Reform Alliance with Jay-Z, McMills and them. She wanted to know. Somebody had sent her the lab at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's the power of the word. Like, yeah.
So when I get on the kiosk, she's on my kiosk, and she asked me, one of the things that she asked me, she said, what is your brand? I said, my brand. She said, you making noise. What is your name? What you say you want to do all of these things. You got to come up with a name. You got to come up with a mission statement. You got to come up with these things. I went, prayed over it, opened the, I said, well, what I want to do, I know I wanted to be a legend. Then I said legendary. So I was like, all right, I'm going to open this dictionary, and whatever word come up, I'm going to go ahead and use it. So it opened right to the A's, and when I looked down, Avenue was right there, but I spelled it different. So Legendary AveNew, it had like a little, it set right with my spirit.
Yeah.
So when I was looking at it, I was like, nah, I'm going to do it. So Legendary is what the mission is going to be. Avenue, AVE, abbreviation, put a period, NEW, Avenue. It's a path that anybody coming out of the prison system that want to be legendary can take, Avenue, and then a new beginning, the course. So that's when I put it together.
And the AVE is 3, so
yeah.
Legendary 3.
And
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
that was
dope.
God talking to my spirit. You know how you just had the conversation about my mom and me, and we probably would have been. I honestly feel in my soul, and a lot of people may not understand it, and a lot of people that got hurt by my situation may not agree, and I respect it. But I honestly feel like in my soul that God put me in the vicinity of Nichelle Carter, Aisha Roundtree, and Shakita Bowers to be their voice because they were young. They deserve a second chance, and I definitely have seen them grow. They came in without having no education. Now they're working on their bachelor's with trades. They're phenomenal young ladies, and you guys will be able to see it on the TED Talk when it's out. So it's just a lot, and I honestly feel like this is the work I'm supposed to be doing, not just for those 3 ladies. I want everybody to know I love all the individuals that are women that are incarcerated, because as we know, there's 22,000 individuals in the Virginia Department of Corrections. We only make up almost 2,000 of them. We lost in the numbers. So, you know, I'm always scream for the ladies, free the girls. But when it comes to them 3 right there, my soul into it.
You want to touch just a little bit on that TED Talk, like what that consisted of?
So, like I said, everything's aligning, and it's aligning with the Legendary 3. I had this wonderful opportunity. Delia called me, who is part of the TEDx Talk that now goes in the prisons in the United States and have TEDx Talks. So they were coming to do one at Fluvanna. She said when she went into Fluvanna, she asked them, who would you like to see come back? Can you give me some names? She said, my name kept coming up. She said she reached out to other individuals. They said they didn't feel too comfortable with doing it. A lot of people are still traumatized with being behind the walls. When she called me, I told her, yeah. I said, I would love to. She said, you got to audition. I said, I'm going to kill it. So I did the audition. She said, that was horrible. She said, it's an art of storytelling. It's not just going up there and having a conversation and talking to the people. You have to take your life experience, talk about it, be able to sell it to the audience, and then have them at the end of the talk to be able to have a call to action. What is your call to action? So going in there was amazing. I was able to do it, but they showed up and showed out like I knew they would. The women there, when you see it, you're going to understand. They left their soul, like I said, they left their souls on their stage.
So you had a little coaching, like a little prep,
Yes.
basically.
Yes.
How long was the coaching on? Was it much or just?
They did it for a year. I was only able to do it for about a week.
That's impressive, though.
So,
That's dope. That's dope.
So it's just different when you are being your authentic self and you're speaking the truth.
Yeah.
It's when you fumble or either it doesn't connect when you're trying to live in somebody else's purpose, I feel like. So I just try to stay authentic to myself and my mission and what it is that I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, and without the experience of like public speaking and all of that, like that's dope that you could do that. And then,
No,
like
I
you
had
said,
public speaking.
you
I took
did.
it for
Okay,
PCC,
that's good.
But
Cause
it's still
it's still different.
Yeah, that's still different. That type of experience is different because I took public speaking too. I think I'd be intimidated to do something like that though.
TED Talk is a different
For real.
ball game.
And then going back in, like you said, like, you know, that's not everybody's purpose or thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's a lot of trauma behind you know, just going in there, whether you free or not. You know what I mean?
I was one of the people that said, man, I ain't going back in no jail and all of that and all of this and all of that. But now, like, none of that shit bother me now. Yeah. Like the conversation you had during our interview, like the free aspect of it. Like, I'm free of all that. That's a handcuff to say what I'm not gonna do before I ever experience it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to be able to like the Legendary AveNew, the Legendary 3, the brand you pushing is like we attested. I stand up for women because I feel so blessed to have so many strong ones around me that just held me up through so many situations, bro. Like, so like to see you pushing for some women, and like I can only imagine being 15 with a child and getting incarcerated. That's so much trauma. That's so much. I know it's so much anger involved. Like, it's so many emotions to be involved in that, and to still be striving. You said they going for their bachelors, to still be striving for something good in the face of not knowing what's next for you is amazing. It's big. Like, it needs to be light shed on that, and somebody needs to stand up for them. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a great job with that.
And they doing the numbers with the women, because like, somebody asked me like, why do you think it's like that? And I really didn't even know what to say, but I'm like, I guess they ran out of dudes, you know what I mean, to lock up. Like, seriously, like, it's crazy. But your transition. How was your transition?
It was hard at first. I had a lot of anxiety of coming home.
Yeah.
I was paranoid about coming out. A lot of just petty and cattiness with the situation of me going in. But I had to really dig deep within myself and say, you got to understand, Candace, you damaged a lot of individuals. So a lot of people are going to look at you a certain way. You can't change that. What are you going to do for yourself at this moment? Are you going to tuck your tail and just allow yourself to just stay in this little bubble and just be paranoid? Or are you going to go here and do what you were designed to do? And that was what Legendary AveNew, Mending Hearts, and getting my story out there and pushing a narrative. It was hard for me to find employment at first.
Yeah, that's what I wanted you to
due
touch
to my background. And I ended up having to go to Richmond and work for Help Me Help You. Then, you know, Big Bo, shout out to Bo. He gave me an opportunity at the Haven because he saw something that I hadn't saw at that moment yet. So he saw something in me, and the Haven and Owen and all of them gave me an opportunity, and I love it. I love the team that I work with. But one of the things that I'm trying to really shoot for is to be able to get past this narrative. Like, sometimes I do have that as women, they strip us of our confidence and our self-esteem. You have officers in there that'll say some weird, awful things, especially to the women.
Yeah.
So just being able to step in my confidence and be able to articulate what it is that I want, and not feeling guilty about what's done is done, but not feeling guilty, but being able to move forward. And once I started to be able to process my feelings and allow people to hear my trauma and what I went through, not taking away from nobody else's, I think now people are starting to get it. People are starting to see that I am authentic and it's genuine, that I'm trying to do something different. And I'm just trying to show my kids that they came from greatness. So that way they can mimic my behaviors, not my behaviors before, but where I'm at now as their mother.
Yeah, because like bro said, like he actually mentioned, you know, you being on the pod, and it was never like I ain't want you or nothing like that. But I am very selective, and I watch people's past, and I want to see their consistency, and you showed that. You know what I mean? Yeah. For sure. So it's just even more proof that like people can change. You know what I mean? And we gotta buy into second chances, third chances sometimes, or however many chances. You know, when a
however
person
many
is really authentic and showing you, you know what I mean, what they about. You know, I kind of did want to touch on like just like how it affected your relationship with your kids while you were incarcerated. But I'm sure like just from hearing you speak, like you know you picked up, you know, where you left off. Touch on it.
Nah, I ain't gonna. Like I said, I gotta be my authentic self.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna connect the dots. Remember how I said in the beginning, it's all gonna connect at the end. I was 4 when I remember my mom. Aaliyah was 4. My daughter was 4 when I went in. So the same steps she had to take going to see me in there, I took those same steps. Generational curse.
Definitely.
The judge told me, I sentenced your mother, now I'm sentencing you, and most likely I'm going to sentence your kids. Judge Hawkshire, I never forget it. That's one of the most traumatic things that I remember throughout my incarceration.
It's just crazy. I had to stop just for a second just to say that you were incarcerating somebody's children. Like that's really.
I knew he was gonna jump in on that one. I could see this. I see the fumes come out his ears when he heard that.
You can't say something like that.
But that's the. But like before you start back up, that's the cycle. It's by design. The same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I came home. My son was 9 years old. My dad came home. I was 9 years old. Mm-hmm. But see, now I'm starting to see the good stuff. Like him sleeping in the same room I slept in when I was his age.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Him saying the same type of stuff I'm saying, and me saying the stuff to him that my dad said to me, unconsciously, not trying to be my dad or nothing, just what he embedded in me after his incarceration and moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it definitely is that cycle, and it's definitely by design. And for a judge to say that shit, it's by design.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's just filthy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
So when he made that statement and he told me how much time I had, I didn't even process that. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking like, oh, he think he doing a big one. So I stayed active. I kept money on the phone. I called Aaliyah. If she was going through something, I was on that phone. I was writing to schools. I was doing whatever I could possibly from inside. And that's when I was able to create, which I had Hogshire. None of my kids have yet to hit that system.
It's a fact. And they ain't going to if you can do anything about it.
Yeah, but I created a Mending Heart parenting program. I don't know if y'all remember last year I had a Mending Hearts brunch. And
I remember
was to
that.
introduce to people what Mending Hearts stood for. And Mending Hearts is basically taking a mother and a child in a reunification process. Mine's is not pretty.
Because ain't nobody else doing that either. Like with the family aspect.
And when I feel like going out and helping the kids is amazing. That's the best thing. But let's talk about it.
Family.
58% of women that are becoming incarcerated had their kids before going in. So why not tackle the household? Why not build that confidence when they coming out, or the women coming out back up, so that way they can be able to find balance on everything? Because it seems like, and men too, but it seems like women get thrown everything on their shoulder once they're back. Everybody want to throw you your kids back. They want to, you got to find a job. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to find housing. So Mending Hearts is that bridge for it. And I was able to create a parenting program. So now what I'm trying to do is go within the community to, whether it's West Haven or whoever else and who needs parenting class, provided, if not being at a rate just for free, so they can have that. Because I seen it work inside the prison. 200 women took my program while they were in there.
Yeah, that's one program I did see. I took the parenting class, and for some reason, every instructor in the parenting class, like as far as like staff, was a good dude, like a good dude. Like he was a good dude, and he stood on morals. And like when dudes that was, shaky or whatever was trying to take the class, they wouldn't let him in there. Because if you that type of person that's gonna deflect responsibility onto another man with kids or another woman with kids, I don't want you in here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I will say the parenting classes are a great thing. Like I took a lot from the parenting class I took it with a guy when I was in the drug program, and he the way he implemented it off of his experience, you know what I'm saying? And his experience was a military family, you know what I'm saying? His brother had got in trouble, and the way he ran it down and like showing us that them type of problems happen in them type of households with two parents and people with, and all that. It was just, it was a different perspective, and it opened your eyes to like different things. And like the parenting classes are definitely needed in the community, bro.
Yeah, and that's why we was talking about starting doing the like Freedom for Fathers.
Yeah.
Too, and just having those conversations. So look out for that too.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Because we're gonna pick up where Pops left off.
Yeah, this thing about to expand.
The Real Dads program, like that's what really changed me and changed my life.
I remember that video, and then you had that 5X T-shirt on.
Look. Don't talk about that. Yeah, nah, but that's really what gave me my grounding for real. You know what I mean? It made me the man who I am today. Can really confidently say that. What does freedom mean to you, and how do you value it now opposed to how you did in the past? But more or less, what does it really mean to you?
Freedom to me means healing, purpose. Because at one point in time, I talked about locking and shutting out everything, but I put myself in a mental torture, like prison, with some of the things that was traumatized and said.
That's deep.
So freedom means release.
Yeah, because you could be out here locked up.
Absolutely.
Release of all the trauma, stigma. I take my mental health very seriously. I'm still healing in certain areas, but if I had to say it, what freedom means to me is release. And I don't mean release from prison. I mean release of anything that was traumatizing, that altered my life in the past. But knowing that I can focus and I can look back on the past to reminisce, but not stay there. So it's just, that's what I would say it means to me. Freedom is releasing everything.
That's a real good outlook.
Where did you develop that mindset from? Was that inside? Oh, that's dope. Because I wanted to ask, like, what were some of your tools too? Because for the people watching, they want to know how did you get through, you know, that significant sentence and all of that hardship that you already told to the audience.
So there was a couple of phenomenal women that I met that was at the TED Talk that I got to see, which was great. Because it was like, I'm still moving a little different out here because I got to pay attention. But when I got in there, it was like I was able to relax, sit back, laugh, joke. They poured into me in certain areas that I didn't notice, I didn't want to take accountability about. And they allowed me to be vulnerable in certain areas. And it's just it hit different. When you are in there, I had surgeries in there. Women had to help me, whether it was changing clothes. I caught COVID real bad when I was in there.
Yeah, me too.
Women had to take care of me. They put me in SEG. You know, nobody was down there to take care of me. It was the women in there. So they just poured into me to allow me to see. I use this. I went in there broken, but each woman that affected my life took all of those broken pieces, and I feel like they designed this woman that's sitting right here before you.
So it was the sisterhood that really kept you up. That's like we say, the brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely there too. So what's next for you? What's your goals? Like what's on the horizon?
So Hidden Victims Impact Statement. When the judge made that powerful statement, he was going, he sentenced my mother, he sentenced me, now he's going to sentence my kids. Automatically they have a victim's impact statement, they have our PSI, but I want to be able to allow Legendary AveNew, and we started to create a packet to where the hidden victims, the caregivers that are taking on the children or those incarcerated, can talk about their financial aspect, how it affects them, talk a little bit about their upbringing, where they're going to need support in connecting them with individuals in the area so they'll have support after this because they deal with a lot as well. That's one thing. Another thing is advocating for individuals who come home with certifications or just come home to get a job. There's a lot of organizations and companies out here that will give you a background check, start you, but then the background check start while you working, and then they'll come and tell you can't work there.
Like DoorDash.
So yeah,
they did me like that.
Yes.
Like a couple years ago.
Yes.
Not even like
It's
they had my
too.
full everything. They had everything. And nothing changed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then it was just like all of a sudden they was like, due to this, every charge that you ever had in your life, pick one. And that's crazy.
So advocating for that, seeing if I can get with a couple delegates to get that started, and then also working towards having the second annual Men at Hearts brunch in the fall. Getting ready to go to Alabama with the League for Safer Streets, Paul Taylor, and the White Men for Racial Justice. That's something that I'm looking forward to. And just enjoy. This year, I am putting in the work, but I'm also enjoying being released. Last year, it was like I was running and couldn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
so
that's the point I'm at right now.
Yeah, I'm really just starting to enjoy it. I haven't had a good belly laugh since I've been home. But when I went back in on Wednesday, and I was amongst the individuals I did time with, I was able to have that. So I'm trying to get that out here, and you know, so yeah.
It happened. Like, I'm really starting to slow down now, and it seemed like the fact that I done slowed down, I get more done. You know what I'm saying? Like I really like, and it started like when a situation with my pops or whatever. It was just so much shit going on around me, man. I was just like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm just like, I'm gonna get to it when I get to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. But I ended up starting to get more done, taking my time with each situation. So like that's my like advice for a lot of people coming home, and because I just talked to a brother today. I ain't gonna say his name. He was just saying there's so much in my head. There's so much in my head. I feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack. I'm like, bruh, slow your thinking down. Take your time. Because if I had this mindset when I first came home, not to say I ain't do stuff and get stuff done, which I did, I feel like I could have got more done if I'd have been taking my time.
Yep.
I would have put out more quality. I would have had my quality of life would have been better. My quality of work, my quality of enjoyment would have been better because I'd have been taking my time, and I could have absorbed everything as far as enjoying my family, enjoying my son, enjoying my mom. Like, I was just rushing over here. Like, I ain't had time. I want to enjoy the situations. I was just in them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you have to take that time.
And another thing, I'm looking forward to, now that I'm out of that just got released, got to watch, I'm looking forward to making more community connections.
Yeah.
Partnerships. The U Hoover Foundation, Robert Gray, has been very open with me.
Shout out to the bro.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to
Definitely
Rob
open.
and Derek, both of them.
We got a
Yeah,
lot of
so,
stuff on the
yeah.
horizon too. So
Yep.
we're gonna all work together.
Yeah.
And then like just go ahead and plug everything, like where your socials or whatever. Just maybe spell it out, or maybe just say where you at so that
Okay.
people know where to find you.
Right now, you can find me on Facebook, Candace Williams on Facebook. You can find me on Legendary AveNew on Facebook. Avenue is spelled different, AVENEW. And you can also find me on Facebook with Mending Hearts. You can find me on IG with Legendary AveNew. Again, the spelling for Avenue is AVENEW. And you can find me on TikTok, but that's like my personal at Butter. So, I don't know. Just tap in, because Legendary AveNew is getting ready to be on the wave that it's going to create. And a lot of people say only a wave I can ride, but that wave is designed for the women that I left behind who also got released. So just pay attention, look at the page, upcoming events. If you need me, DM me, let me know what you need. If you somebody that just got released from Fluvanna or Goochland, I'll try to support you to my best ability. And also just, like I said, love on my kids, love on myself, and continue to grow.
That's dope.
Super dope.
Shout out to you and all that you're doing. We look forward to having the Legendary 3 on here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, for sure. Keep the conversation going too. You know what I mean? Any other women that you know that's doing the work, you know what I mean, and put the work in, we always willing to highlight that. So
Definitely.
And I want to tell you thank you for allowing me to be on this platform, but also I want to thank you for making those dope Legendary 3 shirts, free the Legendary
Yeah,
3.
for sure. I appreciate you coming to me, considering me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love to see what we got going on, resourcing off each other, man. That's one thing my pops, man, listen, I know he up that joint doing backflips. You know, he's seeing us resourcing off each other, man. Like, that's his thing. He want us to be community. He want us to be self-sufficient with everything. So having you in that space, having him in this space, and hopefully me in another space soon, you know, and then with the podcast, like it's a great thing, man. We got to keep it going. Can't stop, won't stop.
Keep it going, you know. So keep a lookout, you know. But until then, peace.
Peace.
3.
Freedom for my felons, I want freedom for us all. Freedom isn't given, so for freedom we gon'